Hi everyone, it's Nisha. So today I'm gonna review and demonstrate for you the NARS Sheer Glow foundation, and mine is in colour Punjab. So let me first start with telling you I look like this because I've just videoed a get ready with me for that look. So I don't know if this was first or second. It's Sunday today and I'm just doing lots of videos because it's very busy just before Christmas, so I have something to post for you in the future. Okay, so let me start first with my skin type, because I think this is so important in reviews. I can be raving about a foundation, but if your skin is not the same as mine, it might not work for you. So I have pretty normal to combination skin. I don't get many breakouts. My skin is quite normal on the outside, but I get oily T-zone. So color, very important. I love the color of it. I think it's a perfect match for me. The name Sheer Glow is a bit misleading, and I will talk through that a bit when I'm applying it. It is definitely not sheer coverage. I would say it's like a light medium to medium, but buildable, and it is not glowy. It's not completely matte, but it's not a glowing foundation. It's not very matte. I would say it's like a semi-matte, but it's not glowy. Packaging, nice square glass bottle. What I don't like is that it's got no pump, and I didn't realize. I think you can buy separate pump. I tried to put the MAC pump on it, but it doesn't fit. I don't mind it so much. I always pour my foundation on the back of my hand, so I'm okay with that. It is a normal 30ml. Is that? Yeah, normal standard 30ml foundation. I would say that this is similar a bit to Estee Lauder Double Wear Rattan, but Rattan is a bit more yellowy, and that is exactly color that I would like to have in my double wear. So I don't know if there is a color similar to that, but let me just swatch it for you. It is quite liquidy, it's quite runny. So there it is. I will move my hand because I don't know with all the lighting how it comes out. So this is your Sheer Glow, not Sheer Glow in Punjab. A double wear, Estee Lauder Double Wear in Rattan. So as you can see, the shade is similar, but Rattan is more yellow. And as much as I like my foundations to have yellow in it, I think I prefer the NARS. It wears really well. I don't get really oily with it. It doesn't gather, you know, around my nose. It doesn't cake up. It performs very well throughout the day. I haven't used any primer under this foundation. All I use, like I always do, so what I've put on my face is my Alvia Vitamin C, E and ferulic acid serum, and then I use my Tranquility Banish Puffy Eye Cream, and my new fave, the NYX Essence cream, and that's all I used under this foundation. So I will skip on to a demonstration now because I will talk a lot about it while I'm doing it. Okay, let's get on with it because this look ain't pretty. So I'm gonna pour a bit of it on my hand. I do that with most foundations, especially when I mix them. And I'm going to do one side with the Beauty Blender and one side with the Real Techniques buffing brush. Okay, I feel I like applying it with the Beauty Blender, and I also have the Real Techniques beauty sponge, and I must say I love them both equally, but for some reason some foundations I found apply better with the Beauty Blender and some with the Real Techniques beauty sponge. With the NARS Sheer Glow I prefer this. Okay, so the coverage of it is definitely not full coverage. I would say almost it's light to medium, but you can build it up. The word sheer is probably not because of the coverage, because the coverage is not sheer, but I think the word sheer applies to the way of application. I find this foundation quite hard to apply. It applies in sheer way, patchy almost. I feel like it almost doesn't want to stick to your face. Sorry about my visitor. Have a lovely friend here on my forehead. I must have scratched it in the night because I woke up with a scab. I feel I have to use quite a lot of product, and I feel like it's not sticking to my face. The first layer, it almost like moves about, if you know what I mean. I could not apply it with my hands. It just does not work with my hand. So you see, I've put quite a lot of foundation, and I have to do quite a lot again because, you know, I like my coverage to be quite good. The one thing I tell you, I don't mind going with this over my eye because it is not so thick. It is quite liquidy. Okay, so this is like the first layer with the sponge. Let me do now the other side with the Real Techniques buffing brush. And I don't know if you can see, but when I go like this, you can see the foundation moving, and like all the brush strokes is almost like doesn't want to stick to your face, it's sticking to the brush. So I feel that stippling it is better than buffing in, because when I'm buffing in, I get awful brush marks, and I would say that I get better coverage with the buffing brush. I know a lot of people use the Real Techniques Expert Face brush. I think I've got one of those for applying yeah, Expert Face brush, but I don't like it. I like the buffing brush. So definitely getting better coverage with that brush and much nicer coverage. So I would say this was my preferred method of applying it, and like I said, I've used it for over a week now, so I have an idea. And when I first bought it, I think I've used it just once, and I said to you, oh, it's not going to be my holy grail foundation. I still don't think it's going to be my holy grail foundation, but when I finished with it and I put all my powders, because I don't just put foundation on and that's it. I will do it the way I do it with any foundation. I do quite a lot to my foundation to achieve the look that I want to achieve. Okay, so now I feel like I have to, because this is giving me much better coverage, so I need to apply second. So I feel I have to use quite a lot of that foundation to get the coverage, but that's okay. Let me do it with the sponge. So when you do the second layer, now that you already have first layer, the foundation seems to stick much better to it. Right, so let me finish off with the brush. I'll go a bit down my neck. And do you know what I think? I haven't just realized it, but that confirmed my beliefs, especially when I use a foundation that I am not so crazy about the actual foundation, but when the color is right. I think this color is absolutely perfect for me right now. And like I said, this is the Punjab. And I think when the color matches you well, it just looks good. So, but as you can see, I feel like I have to really spend a bit of time on it, which I don't mind. I mean, I obviously love applying makeup, and this is like the favorite part of my morning routine. Yeah, I have days that I can't be bothered, and I'm not going to put it anymore under my eyes. I will use I sort of pat it in, you know. I like to then use my fingers. I feel when you pat it in, you almost, with the warmth of your fingers, you warm it up a bit. I don't like applying my foundation much with fingers, but I like to sort of pat it in. Okay, so it's called Sheer Glow. As you can see, it might have a bit of glow, but it is, when I first heard of this foundation, I never wanted to get it because of the name of it, Sheer Glow. It is definitely not sheer. Like I said, it's probably like a light medium to medium but buildable foundation. It is not very glowing because, as you can see, I would say it has semi-matte finish. It does have a bit of glow, but I'm sure when that dries out, while I'm talking to you, maybe it will dry out. It doesn't really get much glow. I don't even think that this foundation would be good for dry skin, although I think it says it's for all skin types. Like I said, I have sort of normal to combination skin. I've got oily T-zone, and this foundation lasts very well on me all day. So I am quite impressed with the lasting power. It might not be like a 16-hour, but it does last really well, and it doesn't change color, doesn't oxidize. So all in all, I like it how it turned out. I don't think it's a full coverage. I don't know really. I've lately been thinking, what do we mean by full coverage? I think full coverage is something that covers absolutely everything, and I can still see, you know, my discolorations on my face. But to me, full coverage is one of those that really nicely evens out your complexion. Okay, I'm going to use Fit Me Concealer from Maybelline in 20. I sometimes use 10 and sometimes I use 20. I think 10 is more pink and 20 is more yellow. Again, I just pat it in. So that's how it applies, and that's how it looks without me putting anything else on it. I will show you what I put on it and how I finish it off, and that's how I like it. After I've done all that, I just love the finish of it, and it's so hard to tell. I don't know if it's the foundation that I like so much or the fact that the color matches me so well. Let me do and show you what I do. I almost always set my foundation with Laura Mercier Mineral Powder in Rich Vanilla this time of year, although I feel like I need a bit lighter one right now. And my favorite brush for it is Bare Minerals Full Flawless Face. When you first get this brush, I know I'm digressing, but it's a chatty review. When you first get this brush, I didn't like it because, and I get that with a lot of brushes, especially for my mineral powder, because it's still new and the product doesn't really stick to it. But once you've used it for a while and it's a bit dirty, well, not dirty, but it's got some product in it, it works really well. It plays out a bit more because when it first comes, it's not as wide. I don't put loads of it because I'm not doing it to, well, that will give me extra coverage, but I'm not really doing it for coverage. It's sort of to mattify it, but with a bit of glow, because Laura Mercier powder gives you a bit of glow. and I put a lot of stuff on my face before I consider my foundation done. So what I would do next, I will then put my Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Micro Powder, and mine is in medium. And I only do this through my T-zone. Like I said before, this powder is not gonna keep you matte all day. This is more of a finishing powder, but I love it. It's very finely milled and gives you that airbrushed finish. So that's what I'm using it for, the airbrush finish, because I've already powdered with Laura Mercier. And you know, if I get oily throughout the day, I then just touch up. As you can see, I'm heating pan on it, and I am so excited. It's probably because it's not very big powder, but still, I don't often heat pan on anything. So I will do that next, and then I will do my contouring. And for this, I've been using my the Balm Bahama Mama. I absolutely love it. I use it every day. I think it's a great color for contouring because it's matte, and it's not too warm. It's more on a cooler side, but not greyish. You know, sometimes I think that those greyish ones look great on photos because give you that real shade, but in real life they can look a bit odd. So I take it on a tiny brush like this. This one is from TG. I don't know even where I have this brush from, but sort of that size, I quite like it. So I go from the top of my ear. I don't really have cheekbones, so I go quite high. I don't go, because, well, when I feel my cheekbone is here, and now if I go here, I find it is too low, so I go sort of on my cheekbone. And then I go a bit on my temple and my big forehead. So it does warm up my face a bit and give me some sort of contour. I don't go under here really because it's too dark, so you will see it. But yeah, I've noticed that when I watch my videos back, I think I have to do my makeup from now on much darker and intense, because I sometimes look at myself and I think my makeup looks quite intense, but when I watch it back, I don't know if it's the bright lights, when I watch it back it doesn't look that intense at all. So maybe for the video purposes I need to go a bit heavier handed, if you know what I mean. Okay, so that will be that. Yeah, it looks a bit and what I've been lately using as well, I know this is a lot of steps and you don't have to do it, but I'm just showing you what I do. Like I said, to me the canvas, the foundation is so important before I do anything else. If my face doesn't look flawless like I want it, then I don't care what I've got on my eyes, I just don't like it. So what I've been using lately is this, and I'm sorry, but this was limited edition last year. And this is called Pure Finish Radiant Bronzing Powder in Warm from Elizabeth Arden, and I think that was last year's collection called New York in Bloom, or maybe even 2 years ago. It's basically bronzing powder like this, and it's got a bit of sparkle in it. But if you don't have that one, you could use this, because I've been using that a lot, and this is the Physicians Formula BB bronzing powder. Bronze Booster is called. BB Beauty Balm Bronze Booster, and mine is in light to medium, and that has a bit of a glow to it, so you could use that. And I've been using that as well, but I'm gonna use this one because I've been lately using that. I've got one of my last year's Costco big brushes, and I just swirl it in this powder and just go like this over my cheek and a bit down my neck, and it gives that lovely flawless look with a bit of it's got sparkle in it, but you don't really see the sparkle. Well, you do a bit, but it's more like a shimmer. So that's what I will do, but you can do it with that BB cream because I've done that with the BB cream before. And now I would do my blush, and I will use, well, you can use any blush. This is not about blush. I'm using the Frat Boy from the Balm, because I'm showing you this because this is yet not the end of my skin. So yeah, my skin takes probably the longest, my foundation, because most days I can just do that and put my mascara on and I go, you know, but if my face doesn't look covered, flawless, then I'm not happy. So I do that, and then I usually put, sorry, I'm just throwing that hand, then I usually put my highlighter on, any highlighter you like. I'm gonna use this one from the Balm Marie Luminizer. Where is my, I use it on a sort of flat, and this is TG as well. These are so old, but you know, I'm so used to them and I really like them. So that will give me this a lovely shimmer on the top of my cheeks. And that's not the end of it. Now I usually take my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette, and I think this is Dim Light. I don't use that one that much. I use it more in the summer. Incandescent Light is the lightest one, so that probably goes under my eyes. And then this one is the Radiant Light, and I use that one the most. And again, quite flattish, big powder brush, and that's from TG. I think TG is the TG that does the hair stuff. And I remember, I think when I worked in a hair salon, the friend and owner gave me a set of these brushes, so that's how I've got them. Okay, and so with that one, I go like just here, because I think that gives you like a lovely luminous, fresh cheeked, youthful look. And then so this was the Radiant Light. Then with the incandescent, because it's the lightest, I'll probably go like on the tip of my nose, on my cupid bow, a bit here, and that's that. So this is my full foundation routine, and I love the finish of it, and I do that with most foundations, this routine. You know, there might be 1 or 2 different products that I will use, but it's pretty much what I do with any foundation, and I love this. And especially after a couple of hours, when that settles and a bit of my oil comes through, it looks even better. So I do really like this foundation, and I know it's been on only over a week, so it's hard to tell. And also I like different foundations at different times of the year. I don't think I will like it in the summer, but then I don't know. And in the summer I probably will be Stromboli colour. I've got actually little sample of Stromboli, so it is a bit darker, but it's still quite yellowy, but it's not too yellow. Anyway, I really like it. I like the way it looks and how it wears. The applications for me is a bit longer and, you know, than usual, but I do like it. So I have lots of foundations that I like, and like I said, I might like this week, and next week I don't know, I might not like it. Your skin changes, and like I said, in the summer, because in the summer I know you should go lighter, but I feel, I mean, lighter in coverage, I feel I have to almost go a bit heavier, because in the summer my melasma comes out, and and my freckles, and it's much harder to cover it all without looking too cakey. So I don't know how that would perform for me for summer. I know that there is another one, the Sheer Matte, I think. I haven't tried that yet. I might have to try it, but so far I like it. So of course I am never going to sit here and tell you you must go and get it. I just try to give you my thoughts and as much information as I can, because obviously all of you have different skin types. Based on my skin type, how I apply it, that you can make decision if that is for you or not. So I'm going to go now and video a makeup look with Charlotte Tilbury, and I will video that. So thank you for watching. I hope you found this review helpful, and I see you in my next video. Bye.